everyone. Today we are here to discuss active and passive voice. Let us see what is active and passive voice. Voice is the form of a verb that indicates whether the subject is performing or receiving the action of the verb. There are basically two types of voices, active voice and passive voice. In the active voice, the subject performs the action. For example, the lions attacked my brother. Here, the action is performed by the lions. So that's the subject. But in the passive voice, the subject receives the action. My brother was attacked by the lions. So here, the performer or the doer of the action, the lion, comes at the object place. The structure of passive verb. It has a form of be verb or have verb with past participle. The structure of passive sentence. The noun or pronoun is the subject, that is the object becoming the subject in passive voice. And the verb phrase be or have verb with past participle or V3, followed by preposition by, and again the subject converted into object, noun or pronoun. So this is the structure of passive sentence. See the example. The award is won by us. The book has been written by him. So these are passive sentences. Usage of passive voice. In the passive voice, the subject is being acted upon by the verb. It is used to write crime and scientific reports, where the subject is not necessary, not important, or when the subject is unknown or it is general. Let us see the conversion rules for active to passive voice. First, the subject in the active voice becomes the object in the passive voice, and it is preceded by the preposition by. The object in the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice. The subject is not carried to the object place if it is impersonal passive voice or the subject is general. For example, people speak English many countries. English is spoken in many countries. Here we know any language is spoken by the people. So it's not necessary to mention people speak English. So it's better we use passive voice in this context. Third rule, no tense change takes place. Yes, whatever tense is there, the same tense is expressed, only the form of verb is changed. The verb in the passive is always in the past participle or the V3 form. For example, written, given, finished, etc. The verb changes according to the number of the subject. If the subject is singular, it will take singular verb. And if the subject is plural, it will take plural verb. Let us see the change of pronoun if it is used in the subject's place. If we are not talking about any person's name or the place, we can use pronouns instead. So when the active voice is changed to passive voice, the subject pronoun changes to object pronoun when it changes position. I becomes me, he becomes him, she becomes her, they becomes them, and we becomes us. It remains as it. See the conversion of the sentence, the position of the parts of speech. the subject, verb, and the object. I wrote a letter. And in passive voice, a letter object comes to the subject place, and the subject I becomes me when it goes to the object place, and it is preceded by preposition by. The verb wrote, simple past, it becomes a verb phrase, but the tense does not change. The form of be verb, that is past form of be, was, is used with V3, written. Let us see for various tenses how the verb changes. Simple present tense, I play chess, is active voice. The play becomes is played. Chess is played by me in passive. Present continuous tense, they are playing cricket. It becomes cricket is being played by them. Whenever there is continuous tense, the be ing form, be verb ing form, being is used in the verb phrase, and is or are is used depending on the number of subject. Present perfect, she has played the piano well. It becomes the piano has been played well by her. Yes, in perfect tense, we add the perfect form of be verb, been in the middle. Simple past, he released a music album. It becomes a music album was released by him. When the subject is plural, we will use were. Past continuous, Ravi was booking the flight ticket. The flight ticket was being booked by Ravi. Past perfect tense, George had repaired many cars. Many cars had been repaired by George. Here, whether the subject is singular or plural, we will use had. Simple future tense, your boss will question you. You will be questioned by your boss. In simple future tense, we add be in the verb phrase. Future continuous, we will be seeing the Taj next Sunday. The Taj will be being seen by us next Sunday. Future perfect, we will have won the match. The match will have been won by us. In case of modal verbs, we follow the same rule as the simple future. That is, the be verb is added in the verb phrase. She can speak English. English can be spoken by her. In case of impersonal passive voice, the subject is not carried to the object place. And this is done when the subject is unknown in crime reports. The bank has been robbed, or when the subject is general, or when the subject is known to all. So these see the examples. People speak English in many countries. English is spoken in many countries. Someone robbed the bank yesterday. Instead of saying someone, we can use impersonal passive voice. The bank was robbed yesterday because we don't know who robbed the bank. Thank you.